police one advisor trying to breach and get to the Capitol.
More than 2.5 years after rioters stormed the US Capitol, former President Donald Trump has been charged for trying to overturn the results of the 2020 election. His supporters attacked the US Capitol on January 6, 2021, in a bid to stop Congress from certifying Democratic rival Joe Biden's victory. The indictment stems from special counsel Jack Smith's investigation into allegations that Trump sought to reverse his loss to Biden. Trump faces 4 criminal charges: conspiring to defraud the United States government, conspiring to obstruct an official proceeding, conspiring against rights, obstruction of and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding. In the 45-page indictment, prosecutors have alleged that Trump knowingly spread false allegations about fraud, convened false slates of electors, and attempt to block the certification of the election on January 6th. Officials have testified that Trump pressured them based on false claims of widespread voting fraud. Prosecutors said that for 2 months after his election loss, Trump spread lies to create an intense national atmosphere of mistrust and anger and erode public faith in the administration of the election. This was all because Trump was determined to remain in power.
The attack on our nation's capital on January 6, 2021 was an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy. As described in the indictment, it was fueled by lies. Lies by the defendant targeted at obstructing a bedrock function of the U.S. government, the nation's process of collecting, counting, and certifying the results of the presidential election. The men and women of law enforcement who defended the U.S. Capitol on January 6th are heroes. They are patriots and they are the very best of us. They did not just defend a building or the people sheltering in it. They put their lives on the line to defend who we are as a country and as a people. They defended the very institutions and principles that define the United States. Since the attack on our Capitol, the Department of Justice has remained committed to ensuring accountability for those criminally responsible for what happened that day.
The indictment refers to 6 unnamed and unindicted co-conspirators who allegedly assisted Trump in his efforts to overturn the results of the election and cling on to power. They include 1 Justice Department official, a political consultant, and 4 attorneys. While they are unnamed, speculation is rife that one of them is former New York City mayor and longtime Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani.
There's stuff in here that I know is untrue. I'm deeply disappointed. I thought I was dealing with professionals, and I am so disappointed. This Trump derangement syndrome takes away your ability to reason, and it takes away your ability to be honest. It's an illness. What they did here is an abomination that will live in history as one of the worst violations of free speech ever in the history of a country that used to value free speech more than any country on earth. We can't say that anymore.
Donald Trump released a statement and said he considered his indictment an attempt by the Biden administration to interfere with the upcoming 2024 presidential election. Trump went on to say that the indictment and its accompanying charges were reminiscent of Nazi Germany in the 1930s.
I think it was disgraceful that the intelligence agencies allowed any information that turned out to be so false and fake out. I think it's a disgrace. And I say that, and that's something that Nazi Germany would have done and did do. I think it's a disgrace that information that was false and fake and never happened got released to the public. As far as BuzzFeed, which is a failing pile of garbage, writing it, I think they're going to suffer the consequences. They already are. And as far as CNN going out of their way to build it up, and by the way, we just found out I was coming down. Michael Cohen is a very talented lawyer. He's a good lawyer in my firm. It was just reported that it wasn't this Michael Cohen they were talking about. So all night long, it's Michael Cohen. I said, I want to see your passport. He brings his passport to my office. I say, hey, wait a minute. He didn't leave the country. He wasn't out of the country. They had Michael Cohen of the Trump Organization was in Prague. It turned out to be a different Michael Cohen. It's a disgrace what took place. It's a disgrace. And I think they ought to apologize to start with Michael Cohen.
This is Donald Trump's third indictment. Jack Smith has also charged Trump in federal court with the illegal retention of top-secret documents. A jury in Miami charged him in a 37-count indictment over his unlawful retention of classified government documents after leaving office in 2021 and obstructing justice. Prosecutors accused him of risking some of the most sensitive U.S. national security secrets. Prosecutors later added 3 more criminal counts, accusing him of ordering employees to delete secret videos. So that brings the total to 40 charges in the classified documents case. The first charges brought against Trump emerged in March when a grand jury convened by Manhattan's district attorney indicted him for the first time. Trump pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts, accusing him of falsifying business records concerning a payment to porn star Stormy Daniels to buy her silence before the 2016 election about a sexual encounter she said she had with him. Trump has denied the encounter. As per US law, Trump's indictments will not bar him from seeking the presidency again, nor will any conviction. Nonetheless, it is unusual for a thrice-indicted candidate to win the presidential nomination. Jack Smith said his office will seek speedy proceedings, and it's likely to clash with Trump's campaign calendar. The Iowa caucuses, which are the opening salvo in the Republican race for the 2024 presidential nomination, are scheduled to take place in January 2024. But the indictments could help Trump solidify support and win the Republican nomination. After all, many Republicans have rallied behind Trump through his legal troubles and call them a Democratic plot to destroy him politically. And as of now, Trump is way ahead of his GOP rivals in the polls. But will Trump be able to capitalize on them to win next year's presidential election?